Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another edition of EDU 600, Research Methods and Techniques. Tomorrow, on Monday, we start Module 6, or week number 6. So hang in there. We're making tremendous progress. I have a couple of announcements concerning assignments coming up, and I'd like to go through a couple of things that we will be focusing in on this week, and also I'd like to touch upon the actual assignment that is due next Sunday. So let's get right to it. This week we're still in the world of quantitative research, and this week we're going to be looking at visual displays. And if you think about visual displays in a very simplistic way, if you've been looking at something like a pie chart, a bar graph, any kind of visual, I'm trying to think of it, could be a histogram, it could be something that is online, on TV, you see, a graph by population, density, whatever it might be, but that is considered a visual display of data. Meaning, behind the scenes, if you were looking for the actual numbers, it exists. And the numbers create the visual displays. Now, I'm sure there's people in the class that have done many presentations, and sometimes you're asked to take a complex problem, a certain amount of numbers that you don't want to put onto a PowerPoint screen. So you're directed to do a pie chart, or you're directed to do some kind of visual displays, which really sums up what the story is in one image rather than looking through pages of data. So that's my somewhat complicated, somewhat simple explanation of what a visual display of data is. So this week, I'd like you to focus in on the descriptive statistics. So you might have to circle back to last week to actually take a look at those. Please take a look at the videos that I posted and the materials I posted also. Spinning back also, make sure you read chapter 6, 7, and then watch these videos. So this is an introductory video. I've repeated this, but it's important enough that if you have time, I'd suggest that you look at that again. Discuss the data displays. So, meaning there's two videos on the data displays. You can see there's Jeff Beaudry, who recently retired. He was a textbook author. And excellent video here. There's another excellent video here. This is part 1 and this part 2. So once again, I encourage you to watch those. And then down here we have links to examples of data, main data. You can click on COVID-19 and it's going to tell you from this article kind of what was going on at the time. The Opportunity Atlas, which is another great a great source of information. This one is on the American Dream and neighborhoods. So take a look at those. Just click on those. These are, I don't believe these are hyperlinks. They might be. You might have to copy and paste these into your browser. And Gapminder is also another great one. Optional. I'm not making this mandatory because this week we have an assignment due. So it's optional. If you want to participate in this particular discussion for week number 6, you can. But I will just give you a little heads up. Basically, in a couple of weeks, we have a visual display assignment, and I'll get into more detail on it. This is very aligned with what we will be doing in that assignment. So if you want, you can participate, but we also have, on the weeks that we have an assignment, I try not to add to the mix of things. So, an optional video, bar charts, pie charts, histograms, stem plots, time plots, they're all visual displays of data. And once again, there's a lot of videos here, but I find these have been, I do a lot of research to make sure they're worthwhile and they actually tell a different story from each other. Intro to statistics. One we infer, the other one just describes. So that's the big difference right there. So here's the optional visual display, and then we're getting into week. There's a video here. Now I do want to say you can take a look at this. This happens to be on the assignment that is due on October 13th, which is at this point a week and 2 days away. Right now it's Friday. That's not due until not this Sunday, but the following Sunday. And this is, the assignment is, well, put it this way. There's a lot of useful information that I put together about the assignment and about formatting of the assignment in this video. So you click on that. And then this week, rather than having a discussion forum, I'd like everybody to work on and submit your, really, to me, the first assignment in the course. And yes, we've had discussion forums and we've had other things, but this is the first real one. And we have 2 critiques in the class. We have an experimental critique, which doesn't happen for a while, and the qualitative critique. You can read the specifics, but the thing that I want to stress in here is we are not using we're not using anything new, meaning the group that you were in week number 3, the group that you were assigned to, meaning group A, you'll be using Adult Learners Emotions Online Learning. If you were part of group B and C, you will be using the article that you used in week 3, Facebook Official. This is 100 or 1,000 to 1,200 word critique, and please, that's not a major paper. Please try to use Microsoft Word or whatever you use, but there's easy ways to tell where you are with the words. Now, that doesn't mean that does not include the title page or the references page. And I will tell you, you will have at least one reference, which the reference is for the article that you were part of, that you read back in week number 3. And you'll probably have 1 or 2 others. It could be a reference to Jeff Beaudry's book, or it could be something else that we've already discussed this semester. Go back, take a look at the articles in week number 3. I suggest that you also go back and take a look at the discussion forums that we had in week number 3. That was your group discussing each one of the components of the paper. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. I do not mind if you copy and paste your portion of your group work, but please do not copy and paste other people's work. You can read through them. You can base some of your ideas on the discussion that you had, but please, I'm not looking for 6 or 7 identical papers. This is not a group assignment. It's an individual assignment. So, ABA formatting, click on the blue link. There is all kinds of information on there. And this actual assignment is due on October 13th. You can also click on that. Let me go in here. So here's the assignment. I'm clicking on the assignment. Once again, the directions. And I wanted to show everybody down here is a guide and an exemplar. So please take a look at both of those. Let me get out of here for a second. Okay, so coming down here, thank you for everybody that's sent me your article captures. I will be working on those early next week, and I'm still missing a few of those. You know, we probably have talked. There's a couple of people that needed a couple extra days. That's fine. So I think that's about it from me. We have some more materials coming up. I will make this material available so people can take a look at it, and they can get going on, you can get going on the weekly materials. So that's enough out of me. That's right at 10 minutes. Not horrible from a length standpoint. If you have any questions concerning the qualitative critique that is due a week from Sunday, please let me know. I'm glad to Zoom with anybody, and if you have questions on the formatting, but if you follow the directions and keep it between 1,000 and 1,200 words, you're going to be fine. So just one last thing. If in there you are uncertain when you're writing it, if you're uncertain about it, give it your best bet. Say this is what you think it is, and justify what you're saying rather than leaving it blank. So take a look at the guidelines and go from there. Okay, everybody, we'll see you online, and please reach out to me if you need any help. Bye.